Kenya produce a clean sweep, 1, 2, 3, all the medals. Well, they are the only nation that have the opportunity to do that yet again here today with their 3 representatives, who are very strong. There is Abraham Kibiwott, 5th at the World Championships, the 26-year-old silver medalist 4 years ago, behind Kosteslos Kipruto, his compatriot. And there is Kipruto, who's made a comeback this year, the Rio Games Olympic champion, twice world champion, 2017, 2019. He is the defending champion here, who took a bronze in Eugene 19 days ago. Edward Trippas of Australia is in there as well, the 23-year-old, went out in his heats in Eugene. He's an 8:20 performer this year. John Gay of Canada, 15th in Tokyo last year. Graham Fell, the last non-Kenyan athlete to take a medal in the Commonwealth Games, apart from Kenya. That was in '86. There is Avinash Sable, 11th at the World Championships in Eugene. Good athlete, 8:12 this year. Amos Serem, the reigning World Under-20 champion in Nairobi last year, took gold. He's an 8:09 performer. He's still only 19. Jonathan Hopkins, 6th in the Commonwealth Games for Wales, back in 2018. 8:31 this year, close to his lifetime best. There's Zach Seddon, European Under-23 champion back in 2013. Went out in his heats in Tokyo, but he was 5th in the European Championships in 2018. And Ben Buckingham completes the lineup for Australia, the 30-year-old, went out in his heats in Eugene, but he has run 8:19 this year. That's a personal best. World class used to be considered anything close to 8:20, anything under 8:20. Now times have moved on, and with plenty of athletes having broken the 8-minute barrier. I say plenty of athletes, 13 men in history have broken 8 minutes. 9 of them are Kenyan, 10 of them Kenyan-born. So where we go then, Rob Walker, can you see anybody denying Kenya a retention of the title? Might be tougher to figure out which of the 3 Kenyans starts as favourite, but it is a very strong trio they brought here to Birmingham.
Really strong, Tim, and I think you would fancy them perhaps to go 7 clean sweeps in a row. Perhaps looking on paper, Tim, you touched on Sable and what a great season he's had with that national record when he was 5th in Rabat, the Indian leading. Maybe if one of the Kenyans runs into a problem, if he can run anywhere close to that 8:12 national record, it would be a sensational situation for the Indian to get in the shake-up. But you mentioned Serem, world junior champion, Kipruto, the defending champion, coming back to form, and Kibiwott, one of the fastest men in the world this year, and the national champion. The trio of Kenyans are absolutely sensational. It is hard to see beyond them.
Well, Kenya's dominance of the steeplechase over the last 20 years and more, 30 years, is unquestioned. It is beginning to show 1 or 2 cracks. In Eugene, a couple of weeks back, 19 days ago, at the World Championships, El Bakali of Morocco, who is the Olympic champion, took gold in Oregon. Gurma of Ethiopia took a silver medal. Only Kosteslos Kipruto got Kenya onto the rostrum with his bronze medal. But the last 8 Commonwealth Games have been won by Kenya. And I mentioned Graham Fell. He was a London lad, born in Essex, and he changed to Canadian nationality, and in 1986 in Edinburgh he took a bronze medal. That was the last non-Kenyan medal won at the Commonwealth Games in the steeplechase, 1986.
And look at that, Tim, as if to underline the Kenyan dominance. Sable is the only one even vaguely attempting or able to go with them. John Gay is trying to lead that little quintet, but already down the back straight there are huge gaps. It's Gay just towards the right of picture. Sable is doing his level best here. If he's going to have any chance at all, he's got to be this bold. And how good is it, Tim, to see Kosteslos Kipruto coming back to something like his best form? I think that bronze in Eugene was highly significant for him.
It was indeed. Sable, I don't know if he wanted this to happen. He went to the front, set off at a reasonable tempo. The Kenyans came past him and accelerated. He's gone with them. And the race, with less than a kilometre gone, has been ripped apart by the Kenyans. Kipruto, Kosteslos Kipruto, in the middle there of this Kenyan trio. I talked about 1, 2, 3s for Kenya. 2:39 that first kilometre. It's sub 8-minute tempo. This is fantastically fast. The Commonwealth Games record was by Kipruto 4 years ago, 8:10. This will be significantly quicker unless there's a significant slowing. Sable just latched onto this trio of Kenyan vests. It's Kibiwott, Kipruto, and Serem. 1, 2, 3. Sablé in 4th place. He will be hoping that one of them fades, or maybe comes a cropper at one of these obstacles. We saw it last night in the women's steeplechase. The Olympic champion hitting a barrier with a lap and a half to go, allowing an English athlete to take a super silver. Sablé tucked in behind them, but if he even if he hangs on to this, Rob, doesn't get a medal, he may get a personal best. The Indian there in blue, he's having a fabulous run so far. Well, the interesting thing about this pace, Tim, at their very best, these three Kenyans are capable of running very close to 8 minutes, but this season, Serem 8:09, Kipruto 8:08 and Kibiwott 8:06, all three of them running 5 or 6 seconds quicker at the moment than they have done all season. If Sablé can hang on, it wouldn't just be a PB, it would be a national record. The worry for him, has he gone too hard, too early to stay in contention for a medal? Well, he's got 3 pacemakers in effect, the Indian there, to ride a picture in 4th place. By the way, the wind has picked up. When we arrived here and went on air a couple of hours ago, there was no wind here in Alexander Stadium. The flags were hanging limply, but now they are out hanging blowing very stiffly. The wind is up. I don't know if anything's getting down there on the track, but if it's not, then conditions are just about perfect. That looks like the Welshman in 5th place, Jonathan Hopkins, 6th in the last Commonwealth Games, having a good solid run here. Zach Seddon in the white vest of England leading that Aussie duo. The Australians Ben Buckingham and Edward Trippas trying to move along and give a good account of themselves. And there may well be that. Trouble is, they're all wallowing in the wake of this incredibly fast pace up out front. And 2:39 for the first K. And I don't think there's been a great deal of let up so far. In fact, it's Gay who is pushing on hard in 5th place now behind this quartet. But look at this echelon of Kenyans. 1, 2, 3. Sablé battling on to try and stay with this trio. Are we heading for another Kenyan 1, 2, 3, or could there be an upset? Well, Tim, you and I spend a lot of time covering distance races in India, and they'll be so proud and so excited to see Avinash Sablé. 2:47 that second K from a 2:39 opener. It was inevitable they would slow down. They are miles clear of Gay of Canada, who's in 5th. Watch for Kipruto in 2nd. This is a guy who's won everything. World Youth title, World Junior title, 5 consecutive World Championship medals. And Kibiwott's just having a little look over his shoulder there, Tim. I think he feels one or two of his compatriots as we look at Kipruto in 2nd. I think the leader's asking for a little bit of help. He just gesticulated to Kipruto in 2nd as if to say, come on, 2 laps to go, you need to get involved. Well, he's pushing on Kibiwott and actually getting a bit of a gap on Kipruto. Conseslus Kipruto is not the same runner he was 2 or 3 years ago. He's been having trouble this last couple of years, injury problems in particular, as well as the problems away from the track. And while it's been great to see him back this year, Conseslus Kipruto, he is the Rio Olympic champion, he's the defending Commonwealth champion, he's twice world champion. And this wonderful return from him is so good to see. But he's run 8:08 this year, and Kibiwott here is pushing on and maybe taking it into territory that Kipruto just cannot live with. And in fact, that gap is growing, Rob, very significantly. 1.5 seconds there at that water jump for the penultimate time. Kibiwott does have the advantage, and look at that. Conseslus Kipruto has been dropped. Sablé has moved up into the silver medal position. This will be generating incredible excitement back in India. He's having the race of his life. The bell then in about 7:07. Kibiwott continues to lead. Sablé in 2nd place. The irony of this is that Sablé of India in the blue, who surely now is heading for a medal from the age of 6, almost Kenyan style, because we're so familiar with this story for the Kenyans, would run or walk to school the 6 kilometres distance between home and school, as there was no transport, and that is what so many of the Kenyans do. And Sablé now pulls up alongside Kibiwott. It's unthinkable, surely, that a Kenyan can be defeated. They're not going to have a 1, 2, 3 barring disaster in this next 150 metres. The water jump for the final time. This is critical. A little skip there from Kibiwott. What was that all about? Sablé in 2nd place, a metre down. Has he got the speed? Kibiwott grimacing, looks over his shoulder. Sablé, this final barrier is critical. Sablé takes it well. Kibiwat a little better. I don't know if the Indian's going to get there, or is he? As they come to the line, it's going to be tight. Sablé's so close. He runs a new personal best, surely, the winning time, 8:11. A superb silver for the Indian, but gold again for Kibiwat of Kenya. Abraham Kibiwat, second in the last Commonwealth Games, goes to one place better that was available to him. Coming through for fifth place is Gay of Canada. What a good run from him. In fact, fourth, I think, for Gay there, as Concesas Kiproto hits the blockers over the final lap and almost walks across the line. Brilliant running from Abraham Kibiwat, but surely the story of that race is the fabulous effort from Avinash Mukund Sablé of India, a personal best, a national record, of course, 8:11.20. The landscape of steeplechasing is changing.
Tim, that was absolutely brilliant. Abraham Kibiwat had to use every single ounce of his energy to take that title. He was really stuttering into that last water jump because he was determined to not touch the top of the barrier. He realised the Indian was closing on him, and it was a good jump in the end, but how tight was that? 0.05 of a second, a PB and a national record for Sablé. We knew this young guy was good when he came fifth in Rabat and broke the Indian national record. Honestly, what Chopra has done with the javelin, the Olympic champion taking the World Championship silver medalist, Sablé has just done with that brilliant, sensational silver in the steeplechase. He was barely a whisker away from pulling off what would have been, Tim, the greatest upset of the week. That was so close, and such a great run by the Indian.
And Rob, you and I go out to those road races in India year after year, and road racing is booming in India. I mean, it is really so popular. Tens of thousands taking part in 10Ks, half marathons, marathons. And in the marathon, it's been really hard work clawing their way up to world class, the top Indians, many of them in the army, getting assistance from the army and sponsorship. And they're making slow but steady progress towards world class. But you're right, you know, if you look at the javelin throwing and now they're steeplechasing, this will be a massive shot in the arm for the sport of track and field athletics in India. More and more Indian kids will look at this performance from Sablé and go, if he can do it, I can do it.
It was absolutely superb. And they all really paid for that ridiculous 2:39 first K. Right, watch Kibiwat here. The reason he stutters into this water jump, watch his feet. He's trying to not touch it on the top because he could sense Sablé was coming. There, he vaults it. Sablé puts one foot on the barrier, and he just got an extra half foot or so there, despite the fact that it looked awkward. But what a battle towards the line. 0.05 of a second. We've seen sprint races won with bigger margins than this. Kibiwat is home and host here. Now Sablé digs again. All those years of running and walking those 6K to school. He's got stamina to burn, and he's taken a huge step up in class there. 6 clean sweeps in a row, but thanks to Sablé, it was not destined to be a magnificent 7th.
Well, by almost the thickness of a vest, Kenya take gold. They retain gold in the steeplechase. Abraham Kibiwat is Commonwealth champion, having taken silver 4 years ago. Avinash Mukund Sablé, a personal best there. That brilliant silver for India. And Amos Serem sandwiches the Indian with that bronze medal, 8:16.83. John Gay, great run from